Shalom to everyone. Today we're learning Parashat Vayetzei from the Sefer Zera Shimshon, letter Tet Zayin. This shiur should be dedicated on the first year roadside Leilu Nishmat Sonia Bad Yael Vagon Bechor Dmikle Baris Ben Shoshana Ruach Hashem Tenichem Began Eden Ischakov family, Mirzakandov family. Baruch Hashem, the year is finally over. From now on should be Besorot Tovot in your houses. I want to say a special thank you to your son Uriel. He helped us a lot during our occasions. He's helping us. He's number one. Anyone wants to make a barbecue, guys, he's an expert. He doesn't do that. His profession is to be electrician. He's a master in everything he does. But I want to say thank you that he's humble and is helping our shul growing together with us in Torah mitzvot v'chen yirah ratzon v'namar amen. Special thank you to Kudo, Mr. Michael. Baruchim habayim. We respect you, we love you as a part of our family. You know that. Also, today's shiur should be dedicated to this young guy who passed away because of the car accident. Leilu Nishmat Artur ben Istam Ruach Hashem Tenichenu Began Eden. I can't express the feelings of the mother when he was laying in the hospital. Me and my wife came to visit him 4 years ago. He was unconscious, but his mother was sitting near him, and she, with tears, she said, "No, Rabbi, tell the truth. Is my son going to make it or not?" Me and my wife, we couldn't say nothing. We went to the car, we were sitting and crying. And next day we heard that he returned his neshama to Hashem. Today is already 4 years. He was a young guy. He didn't have time to make his own nice family. Ruach Hashem Tenichenu Began Eden. This shiur should be raising him up in Gan Eden in very high levels. Also, Leilu Nishmat, mother of Mr. Emil Ephraim, recently passed away. Should be Leilu Nishmat Lachel Bat Shmuel and Malka Ruach Hashem Tenichena Began Eden. And also we will never forget today is already 2 months from the passing of the father of our friend Leilu Nishmat Molo Michael Demikle Abo Ben Zilpo Ruach Hashem Tenichenu Began Eden. I want to say thank you to his son that is sponsoring today's shiur, Malkel, Shegadu B'Torah Mitzvot Ma'asim Tovim V'chen Yirah Ratzon v'Nomar Amen. Havel, did you take a picture? Send it. Can you send it to me? Give me a second. We will send it to the group, and then everyone will be looking inside. You have it? Okay. Now everybody has letter Tet Zayin. Before we start the shiur, I have to give you a little bit introduction. I'm very sorry for those who don't understand English, but this shiur is always in English. It goes worldwide. And those who don't understand, we are okay. If someone sitting near you translates to you, it's fine. Number 2, if you personally want to understand this shiur deeply, please listen to this 2-3 times. It's so deep, you will not understand for the first time. You're going to get bored. Give yourself time to go over it second time. Because this shiur, one of the most fundamental for Judaism, for love of Hashem, one of the most important shurim in the world. A person who doesn't know some points from this shiur, it's very hard for him to grow in Judaism in future. these points that we are going to be mentioning today, very crucial to know for every person from Klal Israel. One important thing we want to start from, it is very important to keep secrets. There was a king in Klal Israel, his name was Tzidkiyahu. Tzidkiyahu was the only king that was able to come into the house of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, without knocking on the door. One day, Tzidkiyahu comes in and he sees Nebuchadnezzar is eating a live rabbit, like squirrel, 2 times bigger rabbit. He was eating a live rabbit and he got disgusted. Tzidkiyahu said, "Whoa." Nebuchadnezzar stopped him and said, "Swear to me that you will not tell this secret to anybody." He said, "I swear, promise, I will not tell this to anybody." A day, 2 days passed. Tzidkiyahu couldn't rest to himself. He got sick. When you know something and it's important to spread and you don't say it, person can get sick. Tzidkiyahu got sick. What was the problem about this? Nebuchadnezzar was so evil, he wanted to be vicious. How do you say vicious? He wanted to be vicious. So you should have no mercy. Жестокий. Evil. He wanted to be evil. To Klal Israel, eat them alive. To go to experience this on Klal Israel, he wanted to begin from the rabbit. And he was eating a live rabbit. Tzidkiyahu called up rabbis and said, "Listen, I'm sick. I have a secret. I cannot say it. This is why I'm sick." They said, "What's the problem?" Hatarat nedarim. Nullify your vow. And everything is good. Take all the promises away. So he did Hatarat nedarim. He went and he said to the rabbis, "Rabbis, they heard that? King? Eating a live rabbit?" In 3 days, we're in Bukharian Times, Yated Ne'eman, and Jewish Link, and then it was spread. And New York Times, then it went. Tzidkiyahu was scared a little bit. Nebuchadnezzar called him up. He said, "Didn't I tell you not to spread?" He said, "We have law." Hatarat nedarim. He said, "Who did that to you?" He said, "Rabbis." Called him up. They tied up his hands and legs. They killed all the rabbis in front of his face. And they killed his kids in front of his face. After that, they poked his 2 eyes. Because whatever he saw with his eyes, he couldn't keep it a secret. Then, Tzidkiyahu was blind, and he prayed, he said, "Hashem, at least save me from him. That I should come out from this jail life." You think he would come out live from here? No. But Hashem heard his tefillah, and after Nebuchadnezzar passed away, Nebuchadnezzar's son, he respected rabbis. He felt bad for the mistake his father did. First thing he did is, he freed Tzidkiyahu HaMelech. He let him go for free. But, let's look inside what is going on really. There's something deeper than this story. Let's look inside. Midrash Yalkut. In Midrash it says, Al Pasuk, Vayeasreu Banechushtaim. And they tied Tzidkiyahu with the bronze chains. What's in these words? Bronze chains. Alma asa Kadosh Baruch Hu. They tied him up on the chair, but Hashem, drill. Hashem made a hole under that chair. Ma asa Kadosh Baruch Hu, what Hashem did? כמין מחתרת חתר לו תחת כיסא הכבוד ושמע תחנתו. Hashem sat on his chair, on chair of Hashem. If you want to know where is it, it's not far to walk. Open Gemara Chagiga, page 1213. Gemara says you just need 92.5 thousand years to live and you'll get there. 92.5 thousand. How? It's very simple. From Earth until first sky to reach is 500 years. From first sky to second sky, there is space of another sky, another 500 years. From second to third, there's all 7. After that, you enter to the world of angels. Then, to reach to the first to reach to the heel of the angel, you have to live 500 years to walk. Okay, to walk 500 years you need. And after that, you need 500 years from ankle until the knee of the angel, from the knee to the waist, from the waist to the shoulder, from the shoulder to the head. After the head of the angel comes the space of another angel, and then comes the leg of the chair of Hashem. Kisei Kavod, not far, right? 92.5 thousand years, and you get there. When Tzidkiyahu was in trouble, Hashem said, Tzidkiyahu, whatever you say, you don't need to wait 92.5 thousand years. I'm going to make a drill hole under my chair, and you have straight direction. Whatever you want to ask, even though all the gates are closed, your gate is open, you could pray, and I'm answering your tefillot. מחתרת חתר לו תחת כיסא הכבוד ושמע תחנתו. Hashem made hole under his chair and he heard the prayer of Tzidkiyahu. Tema, that's wondering, Mai chatila zo shechatar. What? Hole under Hashem's chair? How? With what? Why? For who? Why do I need to know this? I want to stop for a second this shiur. Let it continue recording. I want to ask you a question. In which tefillah? In which bracha in Shmona Esrei? You pray and you say, please Hashem, make hole under your chair. That's the whole reason why I use this shoe. Huh? Where do you say that? Kisei Kvodecha? Maybe. Huh? Where do you say in Shmona Esrei? Hashem, please make a hole under your chair and please accept my tefillot. Just for this point, it's worth it to come today. It's worth it to live 20 years. Why? From today on you're going to pray, you will have this kavanah. You're talking to Hashem, and if in any chance your tefillot are not answered, Hashem will make you a favor, make a hole under his chair to get your tefillah. Get me one sidur avodat Hashem, please. Tishkom batoch Yerushalayim idcha. Almost there. It's addition.
What's an addition? Is it after you learn it? Is it after you learn it?
No, it doesn't have. This one doesn't have. I need white. Can I have it? Thank you. It's an addition, but the question to you is, when you get mortgage from the bank, you read the contract very carefully. You see on the side additions what it says on this side, on that side. But when we pray Shmona Esrei, sometimes it's good to look on the additions and corners and sides. In Hashivenu Avinu LeToratecha, Hashem, please return us to you. I'll ask you a question, I don't know the answer. Can I ask you a question? How can we say, Hashem, please return us to you if you cannot run away from Hashem? Hashem is everywhere, right? You have something to return when you could run away from. In this world, Hashem is everywhere, right? You cannot run away from Hashem. So what does that mean to return to Him? I don't know the answer. Huh? Chas v'shalom, don't say that again. There's a point to this. I don't know the answer, but that's not the answer. Way of speech, you're talking to Hashem, way of speech, not here. What does that mean? Hashem, please return us to you. That's number one. I don't know. I'll ask you a question. I don't know the answer. Happens sometimes, you know. Hashem, please return us to your Torah. V'karvenu malkenu la'avodotecha, and please bring us closer, our King, to your service. V'achazirenu b'tshuva shelema lefanecha, and please bring us back to return to you with a full teshuvah. What do we say over here? Additions. May it be your will, Hashem, our God, Velokei Avotenu, and God of our fathers. Shetachtor, make a hole. Chatira mitachat kisei kavodecha. Make a hole under your holy chair. Lachazir b'teshuvah shelema lechol peshai amecha beit Israel, and return and help us return to you. And it says, of course, especially me, then your name, Kimin Hashem Peshutah Lekavashem. 1 second, I don't understand. Guys. 1 second. I understand I'm confusing you, but this is my job. I want to understand one thing, what's going on here. Why when I pray Shmoneh Esrei and I say, Hashem, please make a hole? If this guy wants to eat pig 20 years, doesn't want to keep Shabbat or Kashrut 40 years, how can my prayer help him? If he doesn't want to be close to Hashem, my prayer can help him? No. Huh? What do you think? This guy, he's like a Chinese. Okay? How can it help him? So I say like this. If he sins caused him to be blocked from everywhere to get to Hashem, please Hashem, you make him come to you through under your chair. So Hashem makes a hole that he has special connection. Suddenly he wakes up in the morning, he says, 1 second, why am I in my bed feeling as if my body is shaking? And he starts thinking suddenly. And next day you see, he tries to come to shul, he tries to listen to certain shiur, and he gets closer, But the whole thing, why it happened? Because you prayed for him, and he prayed for him, and he prayed for him, and the world, and Hashem made a hole under his chair. Simple. You know what I'll tell you? Last week I heard from Rabbi, I believe that was Rabbi J. Jacobson. Y. Jacobson. He said there was a lady, she was going and she was Jewish, trying all the religions. Suddenly she came back to her parents' house on Pesach because her father died. So Brooklyn. So Rabbi Lubavitch, on Pesach night, he would never go home until he made sure everybody, those who know or those who don't know how to do Seder night, they would go do Seder first and then go home. So he came to that house, and she asked him one question. But she said, I know you're going to judge me, but I tried all the religions, this and that. I tried to see everything. I went to Buddhism, I went to Chinese, I went to Muslim, I went to Christian, I went to this. And I have a question to you. He looked at her with a smile and said, listen carefully. I want to tell you one thing. Since you open your heart to know the truth, eventually you'll get to know the truth. And Hashem is happy from you that you actually open your heart to look for the truth. And you will get closer to Hashem than any simple other Jew. Why? Because you tried other things and you come back to Him because you know His ultimate truth. He left 3 years later as a different woman, looking religious, respectful, loving Torah more than any other simple Jew. She comes to his office. She thought he's not going to recognize her. He gave her $1 and said, wow, remember I told you that answer on Pesach night? She said, wow, how did you know it's me? He said, you have a special soul and you are recognized. You should know one thing. If you searching, the world start judging you, but it's not true. It means you want to get connected closer, and you will get closer connection. I'll tell you before I continue the shiur, I don't want any misunderstandings in this shul or in any other shuls. When we give shiur here, we don't talk to the box, we talk out of box. On Shabbat, we mentioned if kid wants a dog, father should get him a dog. It doesn't mean go to get a dog in your house. It means stop your life and listen to your son's needs. Do you know how many Hasidic families kids are not home? I'm not going to speak about not religious families, Hasidic families. Why? Sometimes they feel nobody gives them the ear. This is what it means. You have to give your ear to somebody. We live in a world where everything has to be good for me. It's wrong. When your things to teach somebody good for him, now we are talking about what is Klal Israel. Tzidkiyahu swore, I will not let the secret out. Why? To my life it doesn't bother. But you know what happens? How can I sleep normally if this king Nebuchadnezzar want to eat my brothers alive? He wants to eat Klal Israel alive. How can I sleep normally? That's what bothers me. This is why I couldn't sleep. Why? I have to care about them. You crazy? Nebuchadnezzar, he killed millions of people. He destroyed Beit HaMikdash. You're not scared? He says, I don't care. Why? I have to care about my family here. It's not me. It's us. This is the view you have to have as a Klal Israel in the world if you want to understand the Torah. So now, what did Hashem say to him? Hashem said, I will make a hole. What does that mean, hole? What, there's no walls? Why does Hashem need to make a hole under his chair? There's no walls. You know the problem is? The walls are blocked. The sins made layers of walls. If you learn Orchot Tzadikim, if you learn Mesilat Yesharim, if you learn the Chovot Al-Mavot, what they say, what Teshuvah does? Teshuvah is a drill in the wall. But you know what? When there is a metal wall, your drill is not going to help. You need to get to Hashem somehow. What Hashem does to you? Hole under the chair. Now, we have to understand this. When person has sin of karet, does he have way out or no? Yeah. This is the main point of the shiur today. I know it's close to 10 o'clock. I'm not going to rush anywhere. You should know one thing. If I will let you go exactly 10:00, I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I am a person who loves Torah. When I get to Torah, I don't see limits anymore. I'm done. It says, Ahava mekalkelet ashura. Love breaks the boundaries. This is how Torah should be in every one of our houses. And Hashem should help us with that. But look what happens here. Look what happens. Do you know what karet does? Karet is not wall there. Karet is not wall there. Where karet is? Karet is wall in the person. Inside his neshama. Splits his neshama in half. What karet? What person? Sure. You come to the bus, you say hello to the driver. Karet. Person gets. Nisim is here. Karet person gets. Your car is bothering there. Karet person gets. If he eats on Yom Kippur, if he eats chametz on Pesach, if chas v'shalom, he lives with a woman that did not go with him to chuppah kiddushin. He lives with his own wife when she is nida. All this makes a wall, not wall out of him, wall inside him. Splits his neshama in two. The question is there a way that you can take the karet away or no? Please look inside. Let's get through this. It's hard piece, but we'll do something to get it. Let's go. And it seems to explain. במה הידית בשולחן ערוך יורה דעה? This is what it says in שולחן ערוך יורה דעה in chapter 323. גבי מי שנתערבה לו חלה בעיסה. If somebody's challah got mixed back into the dough. The Herich Shama Taz, and Taz explains over there the halacha. Ve'ala the charata mipnei yirat ha'onesh. And he has to make charata. He should feel bad for having fear of the punishment. The charata mipnei yirat ha'onesh lo shma charata v'lo mahanya. If person sinned and he wants to make teshuvah, he feels bad because he has fear of the punishment. You know, teshuvah has two ways, huh? He feels guilty, but there's two ways to do teshuvah. What are the two ways to do teshuvah? From love and from fear. He makes teshuvah from fear. He feels bad from fear. He says, oh, what's going to happen to me in Gaon and Gaon? You know, by the way, I never knew one thing. I learned it yesterday. It's going to be blown up tomorrow. There's two types of Gaon. I will not explain what does that mean. I'm just going to give you the top lines. What kind of Gaon? We have two types of Gaonams. Huh? You know all the Midrashim that we covered in? What? Names. Fiery and icy. The rest will be explained tomorrow in the couple shiur. That's not for now. If you're not married, you're okay not to know it. It's okay. It's okay. You have chance to get married by tomorrow. Listen, let's go further for now. I'm recording. No, let's go further. Garm, the hot one, the hot Gehenam is when you desire to do the sin. The cold I cannot say. I'm telling you, it's not for now. There's a whole world behind it, and you will see whoever will be here tomorrow. This is not the shur we talk about on Shabbatot. This is not the shur we spoke about bichlal in 20 years at all. And this is not the shur that you ever heard from any rabbis in this generation. Maybe this is something from old stuff, and it's crazy. It has to do with daily basis. The connection is so crazy, you will enjoy it. I cannot talk more. Let's go further. If you will not say that if I regret from fear, it doesn't help if you don't say that. Where do we find karet if somebody eats kochim, if somebody eats holy food not in Beit HaMikdash but he's eating outside? Where do you see person gets karet? Or mita b'dei shamayim betruma. If person eats truma in not proper place, where do you see he gets mita b'dei shamayim? Devadai milat ha'onesh yitcharet. If person did sin on karet, or person did sin on that he should get, God forbid, death penalty, death punishment from Shamayim, you will see what? Devadai milat ha'onesh yitcharet. He's going to make teshuvah, he's going to feel bad because he's scared from the punishment. Ve'yishal chacham, and he's going to go to the rabbi to take away his neder that he made. Va'ayin sham. V'hachanami, and here also in the case of Tzidkiyahu, charata zo shel Menashe. Stop. There was a king. I'm telling you this very deep Zera Shimshon, but we'll try to break it down as we could. There was a king. He was son of Chizkiyahu HaMelech. His name was Menashe. He was biggest Rasha. Tell me, in the end, he made teshuvah or no? Yes. According to Zohar and according to Gemara? No. Menashe, he repented. Should I explain you how it was? You have time?
Yes.
He closed all the gates to get to Beit HaMikdash. Rabbi Chaim. Menashe closed the gates to go to Beit HaMikdash. So he left only one gate. He made everywhere quarantine. Only one gate. He said the only way to go is this way. And he put on the way idols. anyone, Chizkiyahu, and he also was Menashe, but that's different Menashe. So anyone was going to the temple, he had to bow down to golden calf. I mean to idol. He had to bow down to the idol. And he caused everyone to sin. He knew all the idols' names by heart. What happened? When he got into the hands of the king of Assyria, Ashur, so that guy put him on the sikh, on the stick where you put barbecue and you lower it into the charcoals. So it tied him up to roast him, and he was lowering on the charcoals. Yes. So he was rotisserie. What happened is he feels his skin is getting already crunchy. So he started praying, and he remembered his father's words. His father said, when you are in trouble, say, God, oh, God, my God, God of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, please save me. So what happened is, he, instead of saying that, he was mentioning all the names of the idols. This is how crazy he was. Okay? He started mentioning all the names of the idols, and he saw nothing helped. A little bit lowering, he's dead, he's already feeling he's leaving. He says, I'm sorry, Hashem, please, save me. I will make teshuvah, please, please, Hashem, I will never do it again. Before he finished speaking, angel came, picked him up with his roasting stick, and threw him into his backyard. He fell into his backyard with a stick in his body. Not inside his body, but tied up to his body. Hot. He was alive. He remained alive. He says, Hashem, thank you. I will never forget what you did to me. Since that day, now he made teshuvah. Okay? So now let's see what happened here. Let's go inside. Menashe, he made teshuvah where? On the stick of barbecue. Tell me, he did it from love or he did it from fear? Fear. Of course, fear. He made teshuvah from fear of the punishment of the sin. So it didn't help. If so, then he was mevatel. Hashem says, really? I tell you the truth. Your teshuvah was 0, penny. But you know what happened? Hashem made him a miracle. What? Hashem heard him because Hashem made a hole on the chair. If without that hole, no teshuvah. What kind of teshuvah is this? You know the best teshuvah is when you come to Yom Kippur. You come, nobody's beating you. Nobody's kicking you out of the house. Nobody says you didn't pay the mortgage, get out of here. You come to shul and you make teshuvah. That is from love. That is from love. That is from love. That teshuvah is from love. But when somebody already putting you on the roasting machine, what kind of love is this? This teshuvah is from fear. That is not teshuvah. But you know what Hashem does? Hashem says, there's no teshuvah here. But I'll make you, how they say, exception? Yeah. Exception. I'll make you a hole under the chair to accept your tefillah, to accept your teshuvah. Now let's go further. The kiviyachol v'kavlot teshuvat Menashe. Hashem made a hole to accept Menashe's repent. Asa mamash chatila berakir. Hashem made a hole in the sky that his tefillah should go through. Do you know there was a rabbi, I believe that was Shmuel. He said, do not make teshuvah on the cloudy day. Why? Clouds would hold your prayers back. Huh? Who was that? Gemara Tanit, yeah. The sater kama dinim, the imken bital tekaret. Asa mamash chatila belakir, the satar kama dinim. Hashem went against many laws, many rules. Like we say, laws of nature, laws of Torah. Hashem said, you know what? Forget about all the rules. I'm making a hole for this guy. And what? The imken, if so, bital tekaret. Then what happened to karet? Huh? What happened with the karet? Person gets karet. Does Hashem have power to destroy it, to take it away? Or you need to have minyan to pray to take the karet away? Do you need minyan to take the karet away? Or even one person can do it? We'll see right now. Let's go further. We could explain more. Hey Lila, I still hear you. We can explain more on the other way, in the other way of understanding. Al de Amrina Hatam Be'ota Sha'a Amar Menashe It Din Ve'it Dayan. You know what happened? Menashe was saved because he said 4 words. He said Yesh Din Ve'yesh Dayan. He said 4 words. He was on the shish kebab stick. Skewer. He said 4 words. He said there is judge and there is judgment. What does that mean? There is judge and there is judgment. What does that mean? What? Till today he didn't know this? What is he saying? There's something deeper. What does that mean when you say there is judge and there is judgment? What does that mean? Shaya lolomar itlachum vechanun. You should have said Hashem. There is a merciful God up there. He has mercy and he forgives. That's it. Hashem saved him from what? From shish kebab, right? So Hashem, you're merciful. He says, no, there is judge and there is judgment. Why don't say Hashem merciful? The ita begemara de Rosh Hashanah daf Yud Ched Amud Aleph. It says in Gemara Rosh Hashanah 18a vegazar din de yachid tanoihu ugzar din de yachid. When Hashem makes gzar din, when Hashem sends a decree on the individual, Tanaihu, this is a condition. Va'atam, demand the Amar, the Gazar Din, the Yachid, Lo Mikra. If Hashem makes decree on 10 people, it's easy to read for Hashem the decree. But when Hashem makes decree for individual, it's very hard for Hashem to rip it. Why? Because when there are 10 people, it's easy to take it away. They have stronger power to take it away, to nullify it. But when there's only individual, you need minyan to take it away. Maybe when there's individual, you cannot rip it away. Ugzar din de yachid tenaihu. Va'atam demand amar de gzar din de yachid lo mikra. And according to the one who said, the decree of individual, Hashem does not take it away, does not rip it away. Katvu ha'mefarshim mishum dahavya dumya de bedin shel mata. Because it looks like a downworld judgment. Dahavya dumya de bedin shel mata. De ki hechi de legabay hulo mo'elet atshuva af bebedin shel mala en la acher gzar din klum. Because when person gets punishment when person gets decree from heaven, he can do nothing about it. He cannot make teshuvah because he's alone. His teshuvah cannot reach to Shamayim because it looks like downworld, means in this world. If person does something, he gets punished right away. His decree is not ripped. In Shamayim judgment, when you make avera, you make teshuvah, they rip your punishment, right? In this world, you go to the court, you get teshuvah, they rip your punishment. No. One person is individual sins, it's as if he's in the downworld judgment. Av bevedin shel ma'ala en la'achar gzar din klum. V'lo mo'elet teshuvah de yachid. When from Shamayim they put decree on a person, his teshuvah is not going to help. So we see from here it's important to do teshuvah when you are with a with the minyan. The yachid nadon bebeit din shel ma'ala. If person individual is being judged in the heavenly court, v'atzibur nidonin me'akadosh baruch hu. Basically, he wants to say, when you are individual, angels judge you. Bedin shel mala. But when you are with minyan, Hashem judges you himself. V'atzibur nidonin me'akadosh baruch hu. When you are with minyan, you want to make teshuvah, Hashem judges you. It's easier to get decree ripped because Hashem is the king of the judgment. He rips the decree. Umishumachi gzar din de yachid lo mikra. Therefore, individual sins, if he has decree from Shamayim, it's not ripped. Mishum de'ika ziluta abedina, because it's embarrassment to the court of Shamayim. If for individual they rip the judgment. Ugzar din de tzibur mikra af la'achar gzar din. But in the teshuvah of 10 people, when there is a minyan, Even if it's a sin, serious sin, when they pray, Shekhinah is among them. So right away, Gzardin from Shamayim gets ripped, no problem. V'hashta Shapir Kamar Idin ve'Dayan. Now we understand what Menashe said. Menashe said, what did he say? There is judge and there is a judgment. What does that mean? Hagam shekvar na'asa gzardin ugzardin deyachid lo mikra. He said, I know I am already decreed, and decree of individual you don't reap. Im HaKadosh Baruch Hu lo haya mekablo haya lo makom lomar degam hu ke'echad me'abedin. If Hashem wouldn't accept him, then he would be one of those bedins. That's all he's done. Hachi, the key hechi, the inhu, enam yecholim likro gzar din. If it would be for this, if it wouldn't be for this, that Hashem doesn't take his court, his judgment into his hands, Hashem wouldn't, he wouldn't get ripped his judgment. I'll repeat it one more time. Because I see I'm losing the crowd. Huh?
But it proves that a singular person can be better than Minyan, according to Menashe. Hashem just saved him because he's by himself, not with the Minyan.
Until now, we have a rule. If you sin alone, you're stuck. If you sin alone and there is a judgment, Gzardin from Shamayim on an individual, he's stuck. He can't get teshuvah. From Menashe, we learn different point. Because he said there is judge. He didn't say Hashem is merciful. He says there is judge and there is judgment. What does that mean? He says, Hashem, you are my judge and you are my judgment. I only depend on you. You take my court into your hands. Because Hashem took his court into his hands and made a hole under his chair to accept this teshuvah, that became a way out to Menashe. Comes out, any other individual is stuck. You want to get your decree out? Go pray with Minyan. Go do teshuvah with Minyan. Go say selichot with Minyan. Minyan. You need other people. If you don't have other people, no Torah, no life, no teshuvah, no gzardin, no decrees removed. So it wouldn't be for Hashem, then no one can rip this court case. If Hashem accepts his court, if Hashem accepts his court case, then it shows how Hashem is the master of the universe, of everything. And in Hashem's hands to do according to his will. Therefore he said, what? There is a judge and there is judgment. I'm telling you the truth. If you call Trump now and say, listen, say 4 words, Hashem will save you. Say, eat din ve'it dayan, that's all. If you say there is God and there is judgment, done. Actually, a month ago he did say, right? Everything decides God. Yeah? Maybe now. Maybe you see. That was why? Your Gizardin, Hashem could take it away.
I have a question. If the person knows the sins that he did, how can people help him? Because the other people don't know.
That's no problem. When person prays alone, all his secrets are out. All the malachim investigate every detail he did. But when he prays with minyan, no investigation. Shekhinah comes down. What's the problem? No problem. Seal everything up.
Why can't I say Din Dayan and stay home?
Huh?
Why can't I say Din Dayan and stay home and pray by myself?
When Menashe said Din Dayan and you say Din Dayan, the difference is you just saying it, he felt it in his bones.
There's people who
He felt it because it was on fire.
There's people who can't pay bills, tuition bills. People have problems and they pray to Hashem. And they can stay home and pray to Hashem. Crying and everything. What, Menashe is different? Everybody has problems. Everybody has situations. It doesn't matter if you're burning. People have problems where they can't live the next day.
Rabbi Gabriel, shiur is over in 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute, shiur is over. 1 minute. Let's get to the end of the shiur. One more small chapter, peace. And you'll see the answer to your questions. Chas v'shalom. Chas v'shalom. I don't want anybody to think if you pray alone at home because you cannot go to minyan, Hashem doesn't listen to your tefillot. It doesn't mean if you pray alone and you make teshuvah, Hashem doesn't accept your teshuvah. Chas v'shalom. We don't mean that. We mean something deep. The question was, can person's karet be removed alone? If you're praying alone, can your karet be removed? You understand the question? This is where we begin from. Can karet be removed? Oh, I need minyan for that. Gemara says, if on the mitzvot mitzvot I say you didn't keep, some mitzvot you should have done and you didn't do, when you make teshuvah, you didn't even move your leg from its place, already Hashem forgives your sin. Comes chida. Chida says, if you make iyun learning, iyun, Rashba, Ritva, Rashi, Tosfot, Shulchan Aruch, Rambam, when you do iyun learning inside, even if you have karet, your learning Torah will take it away. Your learning Torah will take away the karet. You understand? Chida says. But let's see one more pshat. There's something deep I want to bring out in this Zera Shimshon today. I know you won't be able to type it. Why? Because there's 4 or 5 different topics here. But if you did it, Chazak Baruch. Because if person doesn't write down every detail here, I'm telling you one more time, this shur has to be learned 2-3 times. There's too many details, and we didn't have enough time to give introduction for it. Let's go further, and Be'ezad Hashem, we will summarize with the clarification. V'ati shapir nami, she'amalachim hayu rotzim limchot b'davar. And also, angels want to close the case on this situation. Mishum the inhu kvar asu hagzardin, because the angels already did the gzardin. They want to close the case on Menashe. They want to close the case on every other case, or on the situation when a person makes teshuvah alone. Ugzardin de yachid lo mikra, and once individual does sin and he gets decree, the decree is never ripped. You cannot say, oh, Menashe was like a king, so therefore Hashem judged him like a nation. Because king is boss of the nation, father of the nation, he's like a nation. Not true. Because now at the moment he's a servant. He's under the king of Assyria and he's nobody now. He was not a king that time. Because he was caught in the hands of Nebuchadnezzar. Who? Menashe. Va'ayin lekaman Parashat Korach. And see what says Parashat Korach later on. I'm reading it. Chataim tirdov ra'ah. Person does sin, it causes him to run after bad things. Look at the first letters. Chataim chet, tirdov running, ra'ah evil. Rashi tevot chatar. Chatar is the one that made whole. To show you. Yes, Menashe was judged individually. But I would think, as Zohar says, as Midrash says, individual that sin, his decree is never ripped. But you know what I'll tell you? Learn from Menashe what Menashe said. How we ride in the back of the car, people have those magnets. What it says, Enod milvado. There is no one except for Hashem. Only Hashem. Why they say that? Because yesh din, v'yesh dayan. There's judge and there's judgment. When person says that, Hashem takes his judgment and says, I'm your judge and I'm your judgment. I decree to you to rip away your decree. This is what we got from Menashe. Do you know who Menashe became today? He is the top malach. This Menashe. Whoever made teshuvah, and he leaves to Gan Eden, Menashe puts him in a higher post in Gan Eden. Anyone who's chozeh b'teshuvah, could be made teshuvah a minute ago, it could be made teshuvah 100 years ago. Anyone who made teshuvah goes to Shamayim. Menashe leads him to the place of Gan Eden. He died like a person, he was buried like a person. Mitatron, that was Chanoch. Chanoch became Mem Tet Sarapanim, he became Mitatron, his body extended to billion times bigger, and he became king of all the angels. Hashem put him king of the angels to tell them what to do and to write all the good deeds that Jewish people do before Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. And he causes us to be written in the book of life, and he gives to sign that to the angel called Safriel, and Safriel puts us in the book of life. But who speaks good about Jewish nation? Mem Tet Sarapanim. Always we should be talking good things about Jewish people. We should never sin, and we should have only good decrees. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, amen, amen.